Hey y'all, I'm Krystal and welcome back to my Texas garden. Today, I'm going to show y'all how I trellis my indeterminate tomatoes. Now, if y'all are new around here, welcome. And if you're all about gardening naturally, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to smash the bell icon so you're notified every time I post a new video. Now, I get asked quite often, how do you trellis your tomatoes? And that's honestly kind of like a two-part question. I trellis my indeterminate tomatoes a little differently than I trellis my determinate tomatoes. Now, if you didn't know, indeterminate tomatoes will continue to grow until the first frost. During that time, they'll actually continue to put fruit off all the way up. If the conditions are right, you can get a 10 to 12 foot tomato plant. A determinate tomato grows to a certain height, usually between 3 and 4 foot. Then they put all of their fruit off at one time and then die back. I used to trellis horizontally where I'd run the string side to side, and that worked really great in the beginning of the season. What happened by the end of the season is the plants actually weighed the string down, and by the end of the season, everything was collapsed down. But my plants were not done producing fruit yet. So I had to come up with a different way to trellis. And I took my inspiration from pictures and videos of commercial grow houses. So now let me show you how I trellis my indeterminate tomatoes. So here's my row of tomatoes. This row is 80 foot long and the trellis is 8 foot tall. The way we've got this trellis set up is very cost effective and it holds up to wind very, very well. So what we've done to add strength is we have put T-post into the ground. So every about 7.5 feet, there's going to be another T-post put into the ground. Attached to each T-post is an 8 foot tall 2x2. Now we buy the 2x4s and my husband, since he has a wood shop, cuts them down on the table saw, which saves a lot of money, but you can definitely buy these 2x2s at your home improvement store. We simply attach the 2x2 to the T-post using zip ties. Our top row of 2x2s are actually overlapping each other, and again, they're just held together with heavy-duty zip ties. Along the top row of the 2x2s, I've attached baling twine. I love using baling twine. It's inexpensive and almost indestructible. And then we have the baling twine tied to a piece of wood that is sunk into the ground. In the commercial grow houses, they use metal, but my husband's a woodworker and it's way too easy to pick up the phone and call our wood sales rep and have them drop off the 2x4s for us. And finally, what's holding the tomato to the baler's twine are these little clips right here. And I really like these. These are reusable. They'll last a few years. I think this one's about 3 years old. And it actually will clip onto the baler's twine. It's got these little hook thingies. And it'll clip onto the baler's twine and then it snaps just like that around the tomato. Really holds the tomato to the baler's twine really, really well and doesn't cause the tomato plant any damage. And if you keep that baler's twine really tight, you can see that the plants don't move very much in high wind. This is actually my favorite way to trellis my indeterminate tomatoes, my cucumbers, my beans, and squash, vining squash. And y'all, that's it. That's how I trellis my indeterminate tomatoes. Now, it's pretty early in the grow season. These plants have only been in the ground, from seed, for about a little over 8 weeks now. So by the time the end of the season and we do our final garden tour, the tomatoes should be almost to the top of the trellis. On our next episode, we're gonna talk about pruning your indeterminate tomato plants and starting new plants from suckers. And if you'd like to see more great gardening videos, go ahead and click right here and I'll meet y'all over there.